Yo, I'm Lil Penny in the Penny toolbox. Yo, I always wanted to be Lil Penny, man. I wonder if this means I can hoop now. Like, hey, somebody come open this box real quick. What's good, family? It's your boy Sykes, and you were looking live at another episode of Special Delivery. Thank you so much for rocking with us today, man. We really appreciate you, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you smash that notification bell, because if you're not, you kind of hating, and hating don't really look good on you, so go ahead and get that done. But anyway, fam, we got a heater on deck today, man. These are shoes that we've been waiting on for a minute. This is the Social Status Penny 2, man. This joint, you can see it right here through the box. The presentation is incredible. The shoes look great. Materials are crazy. The colorway is a little bit different from the OG pennies. It has this little bit of a pink vibe to it and a really light baby blue that make this joint pop a little bit more. I really, really love this sneaker, man. And I think this sneaker is well worth your time and worth your money. But at the same time, I'm sitting here questioning who this sneaker is actually for and who Social Status actually wanted to buy this sneaker, because it's pretty clear from the rollout and the lack of enthusiasm around it that they kind of missed their target audience, whatever that target audience may have been. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that today, as well as some other things with this sneaker. But before we dive into that, y'all know the vibes, man. We gotta unbox these things, so let's do it. All right, let's see what these Jones hitting for, man. Let's take a look. Why? Yo, I unbox these like I can't already see them through the box. Bro, I don't know. Anyway, let's crack this thing open, take a look at both of these shoes, man. These joints are heaters, y'all. Like, Social Status really did their thing with these joints. Like, take a look, y'all. Like, the material on these things is so quality right here, man. And for me, it starts with this upper. It's just made out of this complete plush suede, right? Like, you can see it all over the upper here. You got this little dash of pink right there on the toe box, which honestly, like, this is the first thing that kind of popped out at me, that let me know, like, hey, like, this sneaker's kind of different, when I was really diving into the materials and just getting a really detailed look on it. Obviously, you got that big Phylon foam midsole right here on this joint, which is the staple for any Penny 2. You go to the tongue right here, you see you got that 1 cent logo right there with the dash of pink behind it, which I think just gives it a little bit more of a flair on this shoe. You get 3 lace swaps right here. You got the cream, you got the white, and you got the blue, along with the black that you already have in the shoe. You go to the back heel, you see you got that Nike swoosh, you got the 3M hit right here with that Social Status and Nike logo fusion right there. Got the Air Max bubble right here with that dash of pink on the inside. And you can see that here on the back too. It just looks really, really good. It's like a bubblegum pink. Go to the outsole, you see you got that bubblegum pink right here in the traction unit as well. And you've also got the Zoom Air midfoot shank right there, which staple for the Penny, man. This is just an Eric Avar special. Really, really good sneaker, really dope look. Really glad that Social Status actually just did this as a collab. I love seeing this shoe come back, especially in this way, but I'm also kind of confused because it's pretty clear from the rollout and the lack of enthusiasm that was behind these sneakers, at least from the public's perspective. I just don't really know who Social Status was targeting with these things, and I'm not really sure that they know either. So let's dive into that a little bit. The Penny 2 is a classic Nike basketball sneaker in every sense of the way. This is, like I said, an Eric Avar special. It's a shoe that people in '97, when they first came out, this was one that they were really looking forward to, so much so that it was retroed 11 years later in 2008 for the first time. And this is just a really dope looking sneaker that not only was good for hoop, it also was good out there in the streets. It's good aesthetically. Like, you can wear this thing to the club, unlike some of those LeBrons out there. Y'all know which ones I'm talking about. But the thing about this shoe right here, right now in 2022, is that it doesn't really feel like it has necessarily dedicated audience, I would say. This is a shoe that somebody like me, I love this sneaker because I come from that old cloth where I really love the 90s basketball shoes, and I also really rock with Social Status and the work that they do today. But there's a generation that's behind me that's a little bit older than me that really loves the Penny 2 and really loves the retros of the Penny 2s that have come out, especially recently. There's a generation before me that really generally loves what Social Status does, but isn't really looking for a Penny 2. And I fall in between that, and I feel like there's less people like me out there than there are people of those other two generations that are before me and behind me. And I don't really feel like the Penny 2 brings in either of those sides, right? And that's the thing that I think Social Status is kind of missing here. They wanted to make this shoe so that they could educate the younger generation on what Penny Hardaway was, who he was, I should say, and the type of player he was. And they want to bring the older generation in on the Social Status wave with these sneakers, but I just don't think it worked that effectively for either. It feels like they were trying to play kind of a two-sided game with this thing, and it just didn't really work out that well. Now, again, somebody like me, I'm gonna rock this shoe to death. Like, this is just a really good joint, and the white joints, they might actually be a little bit better, and I'm gonna go for those too. But I don't know, man. I just really wish this Penny was able to find a little bit of a home, I guess. So what I want to talk about now is how this potentially could have been done a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. I'm not here to tell anybody how to do their job. I just want to give my opinion. The Penny 2 is a great shoe. I'm not gonna sit here and act like this is a bad sneaker, but at the same time, it's pretty clear that there was a lack of enthusiasm from lots of different parties surrounding these things, and I feel like it's partially because they didn't lean in one way or another, right? Like, this is a reflection of that OG Penny sneaker, and that's fine, but you gotta kind of pick a side, right? And I feel like they could have done that in a couple different ways. So this shoe gives nods to the 97 pair and the sort of rollout that had, right? With the whole Lil Penny references and the fact that, you know, this shoe comes in the toy box and everything like that. Like, that's really cool, but there was really no involvement of Lil Penny in this. Like, we didn't get a Lil Penny toy. We didn't hear Chris Rock talking stuff about basketball players. Like, we didn't hear any of that, man. We didn't even see, like, Lil Penny with this. We only got the story of Lil James and him beating a bully in basketball, which was really cool. Like, that was fine. Love that story. But at the same time, if you want to sell Penny, then you kind of got to sell Penny, right? Like, you got to actually involve Penny Hardaway in this. And I just don't feel like he was heavily enough involved in this. And then as far as the colorway right here, I think this colorway is good. But at the same time, I feel like it's probably a little bit too close to the OG models to where, like, my old heads, the old heads that are older than me, because I'm an old head now, are probably not vibing with this thing because it is so different and not the original. Like, if it was tweaked a little bit more, maybe make this black upper like pink or something like that, I don't know. Maybe they'd be able to accept it more, maybe they rock with it more, or maybe, you know, you just bring in a younger audience and have them love the sneaker instead of the OGs, and then you're doing the whole thing of teaching them about this older model. And I think that's something that the white colorway will have a better time with than this shoe right here, but I don't know, man. It just is pretty clear that this shoe didn't really have a particular audience, and I think it suffered because of that. And then you've also got that price point that was $200, which is a bit much, which not even a bit much, it's a lot much, but I don't know, man. Everything is getting expensive these days, but anyway, I think this is a good shoe. I'm not gonna sit here and act like this is not a good shoe, but at the same time, I feel like it probably could have been done a little bit better as far as the rollout goes, and maybe this is something that we can all just learn from moving forward into the future. But anyway, fam, that's a wrap for Special Delivery. I'm your boy Sykes, and this is Social Status's Penny 2. We'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.